it's Tommy here and welcome to a very exciting Liverpool transfer news video because Alexander Isak to Liverpool transfer is progressing and journalists are saying that this transfer to Liverpool should be moving forward quickly. That's what James Brooke is saying in this article, and I will also talk about Trent Alexander-Arnold because he caused up a lot of talk, a lot of chatter, a lot of controversy after his iconic celebration, after he scored the winner against Leicester. Liverpool are just one win away from winning the Premier League title for the first time in front of fans in 35 years. So leave a like on this video if you are excited about that, and let me know in the comments below, do you think Liverpool should spend 120-130 million pounds on Alexander Isak? Do you think he's worth that amount? And also, what do you think about all this talk around Trent Alexander-Arnold? So Liverpool won against Leicester, even though we should have won 3 or 4-0 to be honest. Salah had like 4 big chances that he all missed. And this journalist is saying that this win only underlines the priority, that Liverpool's priority simply has to be getting Alexander Isak signed as Liverpool's main striker, because we tried Luis Diaz, Diogo Jota, Darwin Núñez, even Cody Gakpo as a striker, and none of them has worked consistently throughout a longer period. In patches, Diaz was great, Jota was great, even Darwin Núñez in some games was great as a striker, but not throughout the whole season. So Liverpool definitely must sign a striker. And Liverpool had 9 big chances against Leicester, which is Opta-defined big chances, and we scored none of them. We hit the post or the bar 4 times in the game, and it's only the second time on record since the statistic is tracked from the 2010 that one team had 9 or more big chances in a Premier League game without scoring, and that was Blackburn against Newcastle in 2012. And this is not good enough from Liverpool, this lack of finishing, and it's really worrying that when Salah stops scoring, the whole team stops scoring many goals. We have recently struggled in front of goal quite a bit, but thankfully defenders like Van Dijk and Trent recently stepped up to the mark to score winning goals in back-to-back games. But that's not ideal. You need your strikers and your attackers to score goals consistently, but Salah hasn't scored for 5 games in a row, and nobody else has really picked up the mantle apart from Luis Diaz. So this underlines the fact that Liverpool now must accelerate their pursuit of an elite striker, and Alexander Isak is exactly that. And even though Newcastle slapped the 150 million pound incredible valuation, they just want to maximize the money that they can get for Alexander Isak in the eventuality if he's sold, or they would just want to deter clubs who are not that serious about getting Alexander Isak. So if Newcastle don't want to sell, if they make the Champions League, and at the moment that's not a certainty because only 2 points separate 3rd from 7th, so Newcastle could still get overtaken by 2 teams even to slip out of the top 5. But the exclusive from Graham Bailey, who is a pretty reliable journalist, is that Liverpool are confident of signing Alexander Isak in this summer transfer window, and Isak has been firmly installed as Liverpool's top transfer target, but it will cost a lot of money. But if we could sell Darwin Núñez for 70 million, we could certainly sign Alexander Isak for 120 million. And Liverpool are undeterred about the transfer valuation. Liverpool are prepared to pay as much as 120-130 million pounds, especially after tying down Van Dijk and Salah to new contracts. Liverpool want to win right here, right now. Arne Slot is ruthless. He wants to build the best team possible to challenge for the title next season as well. And Van Dijk admitted in his post-match interviews that he was actually excited for a big summer ahead, and he trusts the Liverpool board to spend money and to bring in some big players. Alexander Isak started 36 games in the Premier League. He has 25 goals and 6 assists. He also has 2.6 shots per game, and he's also converting 50% of his big chances. Like, just imagine like 9 big chances that Liverpool missed against Leicester, if just 5 or 6 of them, let's say 4 big chances, fall to Alexander Isak, on average he scores 2 of them. So Alexander Isak would score a bucket load of goals. He has a 25 goal a season at Newcastle, and Newcastle create around maybe 60-70% the amount of chances that Liverpool create. So imagine how many goals Alexander Isak could score with a team that creates so many chances. Liverpool always create a lot of chances in their games. It's just, do we have a striker who can put the ball in the back of the net consistently enough? And Alexander Isak right now is on a 3-year contract still, £120,000 per week, so Liverpool would have no problem doubling his salary, and it would be very attractive. And I'd afford Alexander Isak to go to a club who not only just plays in the Champions League regularly every season, but who also competes to win the Champions League, who competes to win the Premier League title. And Liverpool would be prepared to hand Isak a significant salary rise, a pay rise, if they can reach an agreement with Newcastle. And Alexander Isak also registered 78% pass accuracy, and he also scored against Liverpool in the League Cup final. He scored against Liverpool in the Newcastle-Liverpool game, and he recently scored when Newcastle smashed Crystal Palace 5-0. But it just shows how strong the Premier League is, that Newcastle, after winning 6 games in a row in all competitions, they got smashed by Aston Villa 4-1. And Alexander Isak was kept very quiet by the Aston Villa defense. So Liverpool have been handed a major boost in the race for Alexander Isak, because this valuation of 120-130 million that Newcastle put on Alexander Isak, it deters Chelsea and Arsenal, because both Chelsea and Arsenal need to do a lot of transfers, like Liverpool as well to some extent, but Chelsea and Arsenal already spent a lot of money in the last 2 transfers windows, especially last summer. Liverpool hardly spent anything. That's why Liverpool are in a much better position to these other clubs, because we have a lot of headroom, a lot of wiggle room in the PSR, threshold. And there is a growing expectation that Liverpool will pay a big amount of a transfer fee for Alexander Isak, and there are question marks about the future of Darwin Núñez, Chiesa, Diogo Jota, Luis Diaz. I mean, Chiesa is still not fancied by Arne Slot. Is that because it was more of a Liverpool transfer committee signing and Arne Slot actually didn't really fancy Chiesa that much? That's the big question. So let me know, do you think Liverpool should pay 120-130 million pounds for Alexander Isak? That only makes sense to me if we can sell Darwin Núñez for 70 million. If we can only sell Darwin Núñez for 40 or 50 million, then I would rather go for Ekitike for 65-70 million. He's a project striker, not the finished article. But with Isak, I would be very confident of Liverpool winning the title next season as well, because our defense will continue to be great, hopefully, with Van Dijk at the back. Our midfield will not change that much next season, and with a new left back coming in, our defense could be even better. And our attack with Isak, Salah and Luis Diaz, Cody Gakpo, even Diogo Jota backing up Isak, that is a front line that is capable of even outscoring this Liverpool team. And right now we are by far the top scorers in the Premier League. Even though Liverpool struggled in front of goal a little bit recently, we still scored more goals than anybody else in the league by far. By not just a few goals, but like 15-20 goals. And Gary Neville also said something very interesting about Trent Alexander-Arnold, is that Trent Alexander-Arnold cannot really delay talk about his future that much, because after Liverpool win the Premier League title, the only big question that remains for Liverpool is Trent staying or leaving. So Gary Neville said on his podcast after the Leicester-Liverpool game, Trent hasn't answered questions about his contract. He did an interview on the pitch at the end of the game where I believe he said that he didn't want to talk about it again. So he's just bumping it down the road. But there is going to come around a point, around this time next Sunday, if Liverpool seal the Premier League title, where Trent is going to have nowhere else to go. Because the season's over for Liverpool after they win the title. They will have won the league. There is nothing else to talk about other than, are you staying at Liverpool or not? And he will just have to say yes or no. He will have to get himself sorted this week, I would imagine. Because once you start leaving it beyond next week, when you have won the league, it becomes a little bit distasteful. you are better off just declaring your hand at that point and just say, I'm staying, or no, I'm not, I'm leaving. And I kind of agree with Gary Neville's point that it would be very disappointing if Trent is just dragging this out until after the trophy parade. That would feel pretty disingenuous. And Arnold said, today isn't the day to talk about Trent Alexander-Arnold's contract, but more about his goal. It would be ridiculous for anyone to doubt Trent's commitment to his club. He's worked so hard to get back fit. No one, in my opinion, can argue his commitment to the club. The headlines shouldn't be his contract situation. But Jimmy Carragher was pretty harsh, saying that Trent Alexander-Arnold should be dropped from the starting lineup until he commits his future to Liverpool, until he comes out and is honest and says that he is staying or leaving. This is what Jamie Carragher said. If Trent hasn't committed to the manager for next season, he shouldn't be starting games. Liverpool are not here as a football club to give someone a send-off. It's not about let's give Trent a send-off. We need to assess whether Conor Bradley is the guy for us next season, playing week in, week out. The decision Liverpool have is, does Conor Bradley become our first choice right back, or we buy a backup player? Are we buying a first choice right back and Conor Bradley is going to be back up to him and battle with him? So Conor Bradley needs as much experience as he can get. So yes, bring Trent Alexander on if you need a go to win the game. But in terms of starting games, if Trent hasn't committed to Liverpool, then Conor Bradley should be starting every game. He hasn't really spoken all season about his future, Trent. Whether the decision has already been made, I think most people think it has. It's difficult for him to give an honest answer. The frustration with Liverpool fans is that throughout the process with Van Dijk and Salah, it was always under the remit they wanted to stay. And yes, they openly, publicly came out and said that they love Liverpool and they want to stay, while Trent Alexander-Arnold said nothing. That's why many people think Trent is leaving. And also Fabrizio Romano recently posted that the signing to Real Madrid is imminent, it's very close, and all the talk about this from the Spanish media has been Real Madrid are very confident of getting Trent Alexander-Arnold. It would be a major shock at this point if Trent announced he would be staying, and I would be very happy about it. Outpouring love from Liverpool fans towards Trent after his winning goal should maybe change his mind, because he will not be loved like this at Real Madrid. Let me tell you that. The Real Madrid fans are ruthless. Mbappe, who is having a pretty great season at Real Madrid, scoring like 30 goals already, he got suspended for one game and he was shown in the stands on the big screen at Real Madrid, and the Real Madrid fans booed him. They booed Real Madrid, they booed Mbappe, their biggest star, their top goal scorer, the player responsible for Real Madrid's, position in La Liga the most, and he got booed. So that shows that the Real Madrid fans are absolutely ruthless. They don't give any patience to most of their star players. And Jamie Carragher said you can't replace Trent because of what he is. He's the most talked about fullback we have probably ever seen in the Premier League. It's because he's unique, he's different. You have Micah Richards just mentioned about him defensively. Most top fullbacks don't get it thrown at them that they are not very good defensively. Trent is so unique on the ball. I think I said 4 or 5 years ago, it's like having Kevin De Bruyne playing right back. That's what it feels like in terms of his ability on the ball. He can come and change games. So Liverpool aren't going to replace that. So Liverpool need to replace his creativity. They're not going to do that from right back. They maybe need to do that from an attacking midfield position or maybe a left wing position. So the team has to evolve that way. Now where they can replace him is Conor Bradley is a right back. But Conor Bradley shouldn't look at Trent and think, I want to be like him. He's got to be like Andy Robertson was when he was in his prime. A proper fullback, up and down, aggressive at the winger, overlapping, getting crosses in, underlapping is what the Liverpool fullbacks like to do. So you are not going to be able to replace Trent, so forget that. But the biggest decision Liverpool have, or a couple of decisions between now and the end of the season, that Trent shouldn't start games, Conor Bradley should play. That's what is the opinion of Carragher. And I agree that Conor Bradley also needs experience, but also Liverpool need to see how Conor Bradley plays against the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea, Brighton away. Liverpool have some tough games coming up still, and Conor Bradley needs to start those games, and let's see how he does. And after the title is won, Liverpool have nothing to lose really in terms of, just start Conor Bradley and just see how he does against these top teams. Is he ready to be Liverpool's main starting right back? Then Liverpool just need to sign a younger, a more inexperienced right back. But I think Conor Bradley is still in a young man, growing his body. He gets a lot of injuries, a lot of niggles. So Liverpool need to have a proper, really good right back as backup next season, because Conor Bradley will get injured, he will miss games, and he sometimes misses a month or a month and a half out. And you can't be playing like Kwanzaa in those games, because then Liverpool will drop a lot of points. Keane also praises Trent Alexander-Arnold, but he calls for perspective. He said, Trent's a fantastic player. It's as if the world is coming to an end if he leaves. If he does leave, you wish the lad well. He has done brilliant. He has been a good servant at Liverpool. I'm pretty sure Liverpool will survive. Better players have left Liverpool than Trent, and Liverpool have done okay. Yeah, Jamie Carragher and Steven Gerrard were two of the biggest legends ever to play Liverpool, for Liverpool, and they haven't won the title. They left Liverpool, and a few years later, Jurgen Klopp comes in, a new batch of players come in, and Liverpool win the title. And then, you know, James Milner, Jordan Henderson, Wijnaldum, Fabinho, Firmino, Mane, all these legendary players, Joao Matip, all these legendary players who won the title, won the Champions League with Liverpool, they left. And then Liverpool regenerate their squad, and we win the title again. So it's not the end of the world, it's a big blow, but you have to also accept that you are supporting the club, not just players. Obviously, love your players, you have your idols like Dalglish, Roche, Gerrard, Carragher, all these people, but when they leave you, you just continue. Good players will come through, that's the name of the game. As brilliant as Trent is, Liverpool will be fine. And I agree with this sentiment that Liverpool will be fine. We just need to replace Trent's creativity smartly with a creative left winger, creative attacking midfielder, a more creative left back as well would help. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, and happy Easter holidays to you guys if you celebrate it. Thanks for watching, have a nice day, see you later guys, goodbye.